Well, hey, Troop Transporter, how are you? I'm doing just fine, just celebrating the new year. Yeah, I'm glad it's over too. Hear all those fireworks out there? I think a lot of people's happy also. What? Star Wars news? No, I didn't hear any Star Wars news. What is it? A new director? A new movie announced? A new actor cast in one of my favorite roles? That's not really what I would call Star Wars news. That sounds like something you would read on TMZ. You're going to have to take that over to Geek the Gamer Kid. I think that's the kind of news they like to talk about over there. No hard feelings, Troop Transporter. We'll see you later. Welcome back to the Junk Room, everybody. It's me, the Junkman. I'm coming back at you with the first video 2021. Can you believe it's 2000? Sorry. Can you believe it's 2021? Sounds like the future. I remember when I thought 2000 was the future. Whew, crazy. 2021, and here we are, still talking about Star Wars, still buying Star Wars toys, still loving Star. Sorry. Let me get a. Larry, what are you doing in my mug?
I just wanted to know if you heard the latest in Star Wars news.
Well, I know Troop Transporter was telling me what he thought was Star Wars news, but what did I miss? Is it a hot news day? What happened?
Oh, you'll love this. It's exciting. Bob Iger, the president of Disney, his niece's nephew tweeted that they didn't like the new sequel.
What happened to Star Wars fans? And when I say what happened to Star Wars fans, I'm counting myself into that group also, because even I get caught up in it at times. Sometimes I go too far trying to troll people on Twitter, acting like I love the Reylos or acting like I hate the Phantom Menace. Well, what happened to Star Wars fans? I remember being a kid in the 80s, growing up watching Star Wars. And I would have Starlog magazine. You remember it? It was our internet for movies back in the day when they had magazines. And you would always read about the upcoming movies. Not just Star Wars, science fiction movies. But when you did read it, you heard about how they were making some of the scenes. Maybe who was director. Rumors of actors that were going to be in it. People that were screen testing. You didn't spend hours reading about a power struggle within inside Lucasfilm. You didn't read about how some Lucasfilm employee says something mean and negative and upset a fan. And when I'm saying what happened to Star Wars fans, I'm not just talking fans. I'm talking employees also. It just seems everyone is just so hostile right now. Well, we didn't like the prequels. A lot of us that grew up on the originals wasn't a fan of the prequels. I've came around to them. I don't think they're great movies, but I think overall I can enjoy them. And I saw a lot of hate back then too. George Lucas raped my childhood. George Lucas, blah, blah, blah. But you know, it was something different. And don't tell me there was no internet then, because we had message board and I spent a lot of time on the internet talking the prequels. And people would argue back and forth. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. It wasn't no good. Or Lucas lost his creative juices. But it was never an attack. If I said I like Jar Jar Binks, which I didn't, but if I said I like Jar Jar Binks, the next guy will reply, I don't see how anybody could like him, but you like him, so what, and go on. Now it seems like there's a hatred for anyone that likes anything from the new movies or anything they don't like. If you like the new movies, this other group over here is going to hate you for liking those new movies, or at least judge you for liking them. If you don't like those movies, there's going to be another group that did like that movie, and they're going to judge you too. You didn't like the sequel movies? You didn't like The Last Jedi? That must be because it had women in it. You hate women. You're a sexist. Oh, a black stormtrooper. That's why you didn't like it. And then it's, oh, I kind of liked The Last Jedi. I don't think it was the greatest Star Wars movie, but I liked it. Oh, you support Kathleen Kennedy and her female agenda. It just makes it so hard being a Star Wars fan. Now, there's been a lot of talk this week about Pablo Hidalgo, or whatever, however you say his name. He's head of the story group, and this guy knows about Star Wars. He wrote some of the early Star Wars books that really explained Star Wars to me back in the early 90s. So he always seemed like a good guy. That wasn't until he got on the internet and I started hearing about his tweets and stuff, and he's always, for the last couple of years, seemed like kind of a dick or an asshole. Seems like he likes to say stuff to get stuff started, but then again, there's a group that knows he does this, and then they just feed into it. Oh, Pablo's saying something to get us upset. We're upset, we're gonna make a video about it. The latest thing is another Star Wars YouTube channel, which I'll be honest, I've never watched. I've only heard about the guy. You know I'm talking about Star Wars Theory. I've never watched him. This isn't anything about him. I don't want to see him crying on a video about how I hurt his feelings or something. I don't know nothing about him. It's not an attack against him. Not an attack against him. It's just an overall thing. Apparently, Pablo on his private Twitter account says something that could be taken different ways. I think he said in the top of my head here something about you don't express your feelings or something, because he was crying over a video. He was crying over the Luke Skywalker scene. And one group took it as meaning he was attacking the fans, and the other group was taking it as, no, he was just trying to be sarcastic. That's what Pablo does. Either way, Pablo wanted a reaction because he took that tweet and then made it this profile picture. And everybody just fought and yelled and screamed at each other. Why? Why? One thing I'll never understand, and I've talked to some people on Twitter about it, and maybe you guys can help me because it seems like I'm the oddball here. If Pablo Hidalgo, whoever, got on Twitter right now and said, you know that Junkman and his stupid toy videos? He sucks. I wish he'd die. I would say, huh, that guy's a dick, and I would still love Star Wars. Or if, George Lucas himself says, I really hate that Junkman guy. I wish he didn't ever like Star Wars. I wish he would just go away. You know what? I would say, George Lucas, you crazy. And I would still like Star Wars. I don't understand this being upset because someone you don't know doesn't like you or says something as a group and hates. I just don't understand that, and I can't figure it out. And from people I've talked to, it seems like I'm the oddball of the group. Everybody's like, what if you went to Walmart and one of the employees said you were a dick? Would you keep going to Walmart if that employee worked there? Yeah, I don't care. I don't care what people say about me. And I see other YouTubers that will get on Twitter and Facebook and do a little copy, would take a screenshot of a comment they made in a video where someone says something mean to them, and they seem like they're so hurt and upset about this, but they're strangers. Now, there are times when somebody will leave a comment and it kind of gets to me. I don't get angry about it or upset about it. It's just kind of like, oh, don't feel like dealing with that today. Most of the time I find humor in it, and I'll either pin it up so everyone can see what a dick he is, or I'll just reply, especially if it's a long comment, I like to reply with just the letter K. That's just my thing. But there just seems to be this thing in Star Wars fandom now, and maybe it's all over because I see it kind of with Star Trek also, where people just don't want to talk about the movies anymore. They don't want to talk about actors. They don't want to talk about the directors or what's going to happen in the next movie. They want to talk about a power struggle within inside Lucasfilm. Kennedy and Bob Iger are at war. Will Brie Olsen take Kathleen Kennedy's spot? Kathleen Kennedy's been fired yet again. You got all these YouTubers with their inside information, and all the inside information is power struggle, or this has been fired, he's been fired, this is going to happen. It's never, one thing, it hardly ever comes true. And then it's never just, it's never about this is going to happen in the next movie, this behind the scenes. It's always drama. It's like gossip. It's like Star Wars fan base who used to be about loving movies and loving Star Wars. Now they just want to talk about whatever they would, like something you would read in the Enquirer back in the 80s. It just boggles my mind. And one thing that, even I'll put up a video that has nothing at all to do with the new movies. Hell, I'll put up a video that has nothing at all to do with Star Wars. And you'll get a comment. Rey is a Mary Sue. Ray is a Mary Sue. It's 2021, and you'll still hear people say that like they just discovered that information, or they're telling you something you never heard before. Like I'm going to read that and go, what? Ray's a Mary Sue? I'll never watch them movies again. We get it. Ray's a Mary Sue. Move on. Come up with some new material. And this isn't just to pick on the Phantom Menace group. Like I said, there's a lot of assholes out there that work for Lucasfilm that will say the most stupid, idiotic thing on Twitter and then have to apologize for. I don't know. I should have got my friend Ichibaka on here. He seems to keep up with all this stuff. He tells me about Brian Young, I think's his name. I don't know. I don't follow Pablo Hidalgo. I don't follow hardly anyone that works at Lucasfilm. And that's the thing. I don't care what they say about me. They can say, hey, that guy right there is an idiot. So I don't care. I don't care what someone at Lucasfilm says. I don't care if Kathleen Kennedy don't like me. I don't care if George Lucas himself don't like me. I don't understand why anyone gives a shit. Why? Why do you care? It just seems like this whole thing about drama. It's just all about drama nowadays. And I know you're going to say in the comments below, this video is about drama. I'm just stirring up some drama also. And yeah, maybe I am. Like I said, I'm guilty of some of this stuff I'm complaining about also. I get on Twitter and I say stuff just to get a rise out of people also. Most of the time to do it as part of the fun. Because, Phantom Menace guys, you guys are fun. I talk to most of you guys, get along with most of you guys that feel like you're part of that clubhouse, but you're fun. I can say the most ridiculous, stupidest thing on Twitter, and 9 out of 10 times, part of the Phantom Menace will fall for it and do a whole big reply and get all angry and everything, and I sit back and laugh. So I'm childish also. So I'm not saying this is just some fans. I include myself into this also. I just don't understand, and maybe this video's here so you can help me understand. Why do you care what Pablo... If I posted a video of me crying because Luke Skywalker was back in Star Wars, which I didn't cry, but I was excited. I didn't cry, but if I posted a video of me crying from that scene and Pablo said, oh, look at this man baby, he's crying, I wouldn't make a video about it the next day saying, oh, Pablo Hidalgo, an employee at Lucasfilm, hurt my feelings. Hurt my feelings. Get over it. Who cares what Pablo says? I just don't understand. Now, truth is, I would make a video about it just because I know it'll get me some clicks. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm not. My first reaction would be not to make a video about it, but I know me, I would say, I probably could milk this for a couple days. So you might see 1 or 2 videos. At least I can be honest about that and say, yeah, Pablo Hidalgo says something about me, I'm going to milk it and make the best out of it. So maybe, not saying that's what Star Wars Theories did. I haven't been to his channel. I don't even know if he's made a video on it. I think I heard he did, but I'm not sure. So, I just got to get this off my chest because where's the fun? People complain that the new Star Wars movies by Disney is not fun. Well, where's the fun in fandom anymore? Like I said, I can do a video, not Star Wars related, and somebody's got to pull Star Wars into and tell me how they don't like the new movies or how Kathleen Kennedy, female agenda, or why can't you just, I hate to be like, well, just let it go. Yeah, I'm not happy with the sequel movies. I love The Force Awakens. Last Jedi I thought was okay. I get what they were going for. It wasn't probably what I would have wanted going in, but I'm fine. I don't go see a movie because it's what I want to see. I go a movie to see what the director wanted me to see. And maybe it's some choices I wouldn't have picked myself, but I'll watch it. And then we got Rise of Skywalker, which I just don't like at all. I enjoyed it as a film, but then I thought about it. I said, it don't make no sense. It's kind of goofy. I just don't like it. So I'm not a big fan of the new movies either. Even Rogue One, everyone praises just because it has a good ending. So they leave on a high note, so they think the whole movie's great. When it's really not really good characters in it or anything, and you're really bored. It's got a good battle scene in it, and it's got a great Darth Vader scene. And that leaves people on a high note, so they think, oh, I love this movie. Yeah, well, what about that first hour and a half? That was crap. And you didn't feel any connection with the characters or anything. So, not going to sit here and say that I love everything Disney has done. Don't get me wrong. They've done some stuff. I've done a video about how Kathleen Kennedy should be replaced. So even I have some issues with Kathleen Kennedy, but it seems like she's taking some of that criticism, or at least steering Lucasfilm right now in a new direction. And that's another thing when it comes to Kathleen Kennedy. Have you noticed this? If you don't like a Star Wars movie, Kathleen Kennedy went into it, ripped up the script, whoever wrote it, rewrote it. This character's gonna be female, and erases the male part and puts all her female agenda into it and everything. And if you like the Star Wars she's doing, like The Mandalorian, you say, Kathleen Kennedy, she didn't have nothing to do with The Mandalorian. Are you crazy? They banned her from the set. She didn't have anything at all to do with it. I know she's executive producer. I know she's head of Lucasfilm, but she had nothing to do with it. Not like those movies I hate. Isn't that just odd? The movies you hate, she just happened to tamper with and tell people what sex each character is going to be, and this character is going to do that. But when it comes to something Star Wars you like, it's, nah, she didn't have nothing to do with that. Nothing, no credit at all. Look, give her credit both ways. She made some horrible decisions with the movies. She can't hire directors worth shit. She's always going to have directors' problems and firing them. Or at least she's always had problems with that. And they didn't have a plan going into the sequels, and that blows my mind. That's beyond me, how you make a Star Wars trilogy and not have some kind of work, a story you want to tell. I mean, come on, you're not George Lucas. You can't make it up as you go along. So, you rag on her about the stuff you don't like, but when she does something good like The Mandalorian, you have to give her credit for that too. I don't know how much she had to do with The Mandalorian. I don't know how much she had to do with The Mandalorian. I don't know how much she actually has to do with the sequel movies, other than being the producer, doing her job. I don't think she's rewriting the script and yelling in people's faces about that character needs to be female. Go rewrite it, make it female, and all that. And I don't think she has that much input into The Mandalorian. What I know about The Mandalorian is that she got pitched a story by Jon Favreau of what he wanted to do. And she probably gets lots of pitches. And she heard it, and she said, hey, that's a good plan. Let's do that. Let's make that. And from what I understand from hearing Jon Favreau, it was her that teamed him up with Dave Filoni. She was already kind of working him into being a live action director. So she put him with him. She knew he knew the Star Wars lore. She put them together, and they made a great show. So give her credit for that. But there's some people out there they're so, Kathleen Kennedy can't do anything right. You're not going to give her credit for anything. If you're going to bash her for what you hate about the new movies, you have to praise her for what you like about the new stuff. It's just the way it goes. But let's get back to the Star Wars fans. When did they get into gossip and drama? What happened? Like I said, I would read these Starlog magazines, and it wouldn't be about power struggles and this actor said this and this random employee says this about this group of people's race. I just don't understand this. I guess it's part of that whole council. Am I saying that right? It don't sound like I'm saying it right. Council culture. It seems like everybody's like, oh, I hate that. I hate when people demand people to be fired. What? They said something I didn't like? You fire them now! I don't want anybody to get fired. Pablo Hidalgo, whatever he says, keep your job. I don't want you fired. Kathleen Kennedy, I don't want you fired. Look, you move in the right direction now. I thought maybe, now I would probably like to see someone else take over Star Wars and let her head up Lucasfilm, but we won't get into all that. But I don't care what anybody says about me. And most of the time, these people ain't even talking about them. They're just saying, you know, there's some group of Star Wars fans that don't want to see a strong female, which is pretty stupid to say. And then they take it as, did you hear? Lucasfilm said I was a sexist because I didn't like the movie. Like, no, that's not. When I look at no, that's not what they said. They said some fans don't like strong female characters. Yeah, I'm not a sexist. They said it gets so tiresome. Who cares? Who cares what they said? That's what I can't figure out, and I've tried on Twitter, and I've tried to figure out why I should care. What J.J. Abrams, if J.J. Abrams says, all of them hicks in the South, they all look like the Junkman. They look like they date their sister and eat mayonnaise sandwiches. Like, I don't even like mayonnaise. And they don't even get me into the sister thing. I mean, anybody likes a sister, it's Luke Skywalker, so, you know. But I don't understand what's this thing about caring what other people think about you. I don't care. Do you really care what some employee at Lucasfilm says about you? And you're going to say, well, I don't want to give them my money if they don't like me or people like me. I don't want to support them. Okay, so out of the thousands of people that look at Lucasfilm, you're going to have a problem with 10. What about all the people that work there? The more people that don't say anything about you, you're not going to support them? No, because it's not drama. You just want drama. And when I say you, I don't mean you. I meant you. You know what I'm saying. Again, I'm probably guilty of this too. I do some drama myself.
Yeah. Sorry, Ryan Johnson haters. It's still on, says Star Wars Junkman. Star Wars Junkman. Star Wars punk ass.
So I don't really know what this video is about. And even in the collector's market, and even in the collector's field, I'm seeing this. People upset about this and that. Oh, they got some new Star Wars retro figures coming out. It's never, that's not really my thing. It's 10 pages of, I hate it. They're Hasbro's running out of ideas. Why are they making retro figures? Can't they come up with anything new? It's not Hasbro, dude. It's retro. Retro is huge right now. Almost every company, at least toy company, is doing something retro. That's huge. Well, they can't sell nothing unless it's the old school stuff. Just why can't you say that retro stuff? I don't really care about it. Then that's it. That's all you have to say. If somebody asks you, hey, what'd you think of that retro stuff? Nah, it wasn't for me. Do you have to bash people that do? Oh, you like that? You like that stuff? I just don't understand anymore. They're sucking the fun out of being a Star Wars fan. Now I try to keep this channel, for the most part, I do some videos at times like this, positive, talking about stuff I like, or if it's stuff I don't like a top 10 list of Star Wars toys I didn't like or something. I try to make it fun and humorous where I'm not, I wasn't angry about it. There's some Star Wars toys I don't like, but I never got angry about it. Oh, that Cloud car, that was the stupidest toy ever. I should boycott it. No. And then I see some drama from different people. Not just one person in particular, but from different people in groups that, fake Star Wars toys with my vintage collection. Not retro. Repo. Now, I'm not a fan of repo. I don't like it. If you got it, fine. I don't understand why you would buy it. I can't figure it out. It's like buying a Star Wars poster where Bill down the road signed all the actors' names on it, and you say, "Look, I got a Star Wars poster signed by the cast." That's fake, just like your fake weapon to your Star Wars figure. But unless if I'm in a group like on Facebook and that's their rules is, hey, we're not supporting it, then I follow their rules. If you come into their group and you say, hey, I want to buy some repo stuff, know that, hey, that's against the rules, delete it. There's no argue to fuss about it. But some people just want to fuss about it. Hey, repros are cool, man. We need more repros. Repros cool. I'll ban anyone that even mentions it. It just seems like there's everywhere you go, there's just anger. And maybe it's just a sign of the times. Maybe that's just how we are nowadays. Because I'm sure it's not just Star Wars or Phantom. It seems like it's everything. Even with Star Trek. I don't like the new Star Trek. Star Trek Discovery. I tried to watch it. Didn't like it. Watched 2 episodes. Really, really didn't like it at all. Picard, I was really let down with, but I did watch it all. But I didn't, go on daily rants about it. That's why I don't get on YouTube. There's people that just hate, like Star Trek Discovery. They hate it with a passion. And they'll watch every damn episode. Like the day it comes out, like right after it drops, they got a review video up about it. That don't sound like you hate it to me. Life is short. I'm not gonna sit around and watch something I hate, just can't stand. Watch it every day, every episode, and do a video about it every single day. Maybe because it gets views. I mean, a lot of these people that's doing it, they get a lot damn more views than I got. So maybe they're doing something wrong, and maybe they're doing something right, and I'm the one that's doing something wrong. But maybe this video is to see if anyone out there is like me, where there's like, I don't care what people say about me. I don't like the drama. When I want Star Wars news, I want to hear about the new movie, the director, or who they're hiring, or what actor might be for this part. I don't want to hear about a power struggle within inside Lucasfilm. Kennedy's been fired. Brie Larson's gonna take her spot. Who cares? Who cares? I mean, that's National Enquirer. That's tabloid. That's TMZ stuff. That isn't what the Star Wars fandom used to be. It used to be people that loved movies, fans of movies, and they wanted to talk about the movies, and not just Star Wars, but this movie's got this actor, or hey, did you hear who's writing the new Marvel movie? Did you hear who's going to direct the new DC movie? No, now it's... Did you hear what the actress that was in one scene of that new DC movie said about white folk? I just can't figure it out. I just can't figure it out, and I need some help. Maybe someone here can put in the comments that will tell me something to make me say, that's why I care what Pablo Hidalgo says. But until they do, I guess I just don't care what Pablo Hidalgo says. But then again, maybe I'm odd, because I see people all the time, I'm offended by that. I don't think I've been offended since I was 7. At least not by strangers on the internet. That's the least thing that's going to ever upset me, is a stranger on the internet. Unless it was that stranger back in 1996 that I talked to on the AOL chat board. But that's a whole nother video. Oh well. I don't know where I'm going with this. Good way to start the new year, right? 2021. Here we are. Let's hope it's better than last year. But I guess that's about it. I guess I ranted and raved long enough. Just let me know. Is it just me? I miss the Phantom the way it was growing up. But maybe that's gone now. Or maybe I just didn't notice it. Maybe it's always been like that. And I haven't noticed it because I didn't surround myself with that. And now the internet brings me around people I don't really seek out. So maybe people's always been about that. It also seems odd that the people that don't like Star Trek, the current Star Trek and the current Star Wars, if you watch their videos, they seem to be the same thing. Power struggle's a big thing they always talk about. That, I don't know who runs Star Trek, but whoever it is going to be replaced. He's stepping down. He's gone. Kathleen Kennedy's fired. It seems like the same stories. You just switch the actor's name or the person's name. Oh well. Can we all just get back to loving Star Wars? Again, movies. Maybe it just seemed extra worse this year because we didn't have many movies to talk about, or at least movies at the theater. Maybe that's it. But I don't know. I just don't understand talking about something you hate day after day after day after day. I mean, there's a lot of Star Wars stuff I don't like. The Clone Wars. Remember that movie, The Clone Wars? Ugh. But you want to see me come on here every day and do a bashing video about the Clone Wars cartoon? Oh, anyway. That's it. I guess I've ranted enough. Let me know in the comments below how out of line I am, how wrong I am, and how I should care what Pablo Hidalgo says about me. I just don't understand. Oh well, maybe I can go on Twitter and get one of these Lucasfilm employees to say something bad about me, and I can make a few videos about it and get a few more subscribers. Well, I want to thank you for watching. As always, please thumb up so I know you like my content. Subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments below. Ray is a Mary Sue. Thanks for watching.
Junkman. Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.